we need to look at another part of it. And that's something, one of the reasons I asked you to be is because of your ancestral wisdom and the spirituality and sense of continuity from recognizing that part of it. So, we're obviously affected by our upbringing and we have personal trauma in the upbringing. So, our familial and our cultural uh, all of those things that are happening now are affecting us, but also it's all the ancestral frozen trauma, the baggage, the newly dead, and the patterns that have been handed down. Slavery didn't just start 400 years ago. It's been going on for thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah.
Um, so, talk a little bit about your take uh, on the ancestral aspect of it, but also how we can begin to recognize that we aren't immaculate conceptions, that we actually have a lineage that gives us a great deal of resilience, a great deal of wisdom that we can tap into in this time to actually make it a little bit easier to go through the transition.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say all of that. And it's even, you know, as a hoodoo practitioner, what we know is that our ancestors are always around us, always. And even though we have the epigenetic or the energy of their imprints inside of our body, we also have them standing around us. And that's for regardless what your race is. If you're a human and you have a lineage of people here, which we all do, right? There are people around you, and their fears or their unprocessed needs or their desires are all influencing our lives. And so that's the piece that I love to bring home or to illustrate or help people experience so that they have their own understanding of it on a personal basis is this individualized spirituality of allow me to touch my own spirit, allow me to feel good in myself, catch my breath, process things easier. It's still just about you as one molecule or one being. And there's like 1,000 billion of us around here. So calling in the ancestors and discerning, first getting into relationship with them, but then discerning what are the traumatic wounds and cycles of oppression or limiting beliefs or fears of scarcity or otherism or close relationship to the spirit of separation do we need to heal, right? We're okay. Who's stopping that from happening? Let's get you gathered together. What blessings do we have to reclaim so that I can now hold ourselves accountable into being part of the change, right? And if there's any other wonderful, magical things y'all want to tell me along the way, and then you have that direct relationship with them. That's my favorite. That's my take on this because again, yeah, it's like everyone's like, oh yeah, spirituality. This is great. I'm like, your people. I've been in sessions where someone from the bottom of their heart really was anti-racist, or they really wanted to do some great work in the world, and their ancestors were standing behind them, being like, absolutely not. Like, are you kidding? Like, we are not them. How are you even working with this black chick? That's not okay. And just resistant and being stuck in the middle. It's this fear stuck in the middle. And then there's other times where I'm working with someone who really has a great call in the world, like a huge call in the world. Their soul came into this line to do something different. And yet their ancestors who experience, being endangered, if they were more visible, that's like we've survived by blending in. They're holding them back, saying, we love you enough and so much because we get to live through you and see the world through you still. Do not put yourself out there. Visibility in a business? Absolutely not. Stay at your job, stay safe, do not rock the boat. And so, yeah, those are just two examples of feeling the collective ideas, beliefs, again, trauma in your own body that's not just yours.